And we are here live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Or on the Coast to Coast Racing League, excuse me, little hiccup there. Sponsored by Extreme E Speed TV. And I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV. And we are here to bring you a night full of action here for Old Timers Tuesday in the Coast to Coast Racing League. And right now, we've got 11 drivers. You don't see Jeff Barker yet. He hasn't put up a time, but I can see him on the screen beside me. Barker is in here. We've got 11 guys in the session as of now. And, man, Eldora was a lot of fun last night. And, you know, we saw some of these guys, Bob the Good. One of them really catches my attention there. Terry Landis. They were running towards the front in that main event last night. You know, I mean, there was a war of attrition going on, but you got to know what you're doing to get through that stuff. And I could be wrong, but I believe they both ended up finishing in the top 10. So I look for that to carry over for these guys, that's for sure. It's going to be an exciting night here. And speaking of Terry Landis, there he is getting in the wall in 1 and 2. But, man, he's got to be one of the dogs to keep an eye out on. He's top of the speed charts right now. But now this guy, let's see here. Let's see what kind of view we can get on this man here. That guy in the 325, Bill Calder. First time back on the track in a long time here in Coast to Coast Racing Network. He is flexing his wing for us right now. Man, this guy, I don't even, so much to say about this guy. He posted today, he received his award from the Coast to Coast Racing League. He finally rang that bell, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is cancer-free. He is back, maybe not at 100%, but man, all he needs is 50% to be out here with his friends, and this is going to be a good night for Bill. It is fun having him back, and he is going to be a guy, you know, maybe not contending for the win tonight, first night back, a little sore here, but he's going to be a guy that you're definitely going to want to keep your eye on here as the season rolls on. And you know, at a track, we're going to Daytona next. Can't forget about the asphalt here. We are going to Daytona next. We got 2 races, so that's a totally different animal. That's something that, you know, probably won't pain him as much. In these sprint cars, you know, you're up on the wheel, dude. You got to go, and you're fighting every lap out there, and this is going to be wear and tear on him. So hopefully, you know, he's got the stamina to make it through tonight, and that's somebody that everyone here at Coast to Coast is undoubtedly rooting for here tonight. Steve Maurer in this 888. He's trying to practice running down the Desert Demon a little bit. And, you know, that is not going to be an easy task here tonight. As I told you, he's one of my favorites in this thing. Let's see him here ripping through 1 and 2. Coming down the backstretch into turns 3. Coming out of turn 4. Coming to the line here is we're going to experiment with a couple different camera views here tonight. Oh, the Bassman, Roger Craig, is here. So it looks like if Jeff Barker is actually here and going to put in a time, we're looking at 12 guys here now. So we're building up a little bit of a field. And speaking of Roger, we clicked on him. He was in a different practice session. Let's see here if we can. He's zoomed in he's upside down here. Tire's still spinning, so we're going to assume he's okay. The Brantford, Ontario native. You'll hear me throw out some nicknames here, you know, for everybody. Don't have nicknames for everybody, but this man, he goes just by the Bass Man. He, in his off time, loves to do a little fishing. Who doesn't? And the way he rips them out, you know, got to go by the Bass Man. And speaking of nicknames, the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, he is going to be running tonight, going to put in a couple laps here, so he'll finally get that name moving around on the charts. We'll have to see what kind of time he can actually put down for us here. see, coming out around, what kind of time does he put in? 1494 last time. 1475, so he's going to improve, and, you know, joining in a little bit late, you can't let those times really fool you. Track's different, you know, maybe necessarily has fuel in it for a long run, but he is getting a little faster every lap. 1469 there. Sorry, just trying to take a look over here on the stream. Everything looks good. Oh, Coach Baker joining us in the chat here tonight. Dude, Bill Calder's paint scheme did look real good. I probably didn't give that as much love as I should have, but yeah, you know, if you're out there watching, let us know who you're rooting for tonight. Get the bets in early. You know, better odds. You don't want to wait till you see Jeff Barker go out here and take the pole. Odds are going to go down for that win. So, you see something you like, put the money on him now. See if we can switch over to another practice room here. Yep. So Terry Landis and Bob are still out here putting some times down. Desert Demon ripping the wall in 3 and 4. Just trying to carry as much speed as he can. Just trying to experiment with keeping it real straight. You know, we have a guy, I can't think of his last name right now, but I nicknamed him last night Thomas the Train. And, man, if anybody went back and rewatched that guy was on rails in the top lane in that Rebels race last night. And that's something that I'd imagine a bunch of people are going to look to try to replicate here. Is, yeah, let's give that scheme a little justice here. Have a little fun with that thing. Let's watch him race into turn 3 here. A slider from Pat Boys. Oh, Terry Landis has to spin around there. Able to keep it going. Look at Terry. I believe, you know, you're seeing that graphic roll around between Coast to Coast up top and then the Old Timers Tuesday here as we get ready to roll in to the heat races. I don't believe they qualify. I could be wrong. Yeah, okay, I was right. Look at that. Every now and then I'm right. I don't care what my wife says. Because we are going straight into heat racing action here, and let's see if we can find someone who's gridded here so we can give you a camera here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to read you off the starting grid here for heat race number 1 at the Big E. Starting on the pole, you've got the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513, and is outside in the 63 machine, Shaker Gerderman. Inside of row number 2, you got the 25 of Gary Sigelkow, and first time back out here, getting to run in heat race number 1. Doesn't even get a feel for it here. Bill Calder's going to roll off in P4. Rounding out the field tonight in row number 3, we've got Bob the Good and Steve Maurer in the 888. And this is going to be a good one tonight here. This is going to be a good one at the Big E.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Jeff Barker looks to lead him to the green here into turn 1. He's able to choose whatever line he wants, but right now he's going to stay in the middle here. Battle is heating up right now, though, for P3 and P4 as they are side by side for both spots here. Gary Sigelkow in the 25 just looking to rip the lip, trying to pull away from 4th place Stephen Maurer, and he's going to do so. He's going to get such a big run here. He's going to try to throw a slider on Shaker Gerderman, but Shaker is not going to be happy about that one. He gets fed an early lunch here, and I think that right front's broke. He's going to have to slow down and give it a tow. But the man out front, Jeffrey Barker, he loves every second of this as He's able to slowly pull away here with 3 to go, but that 25 of Gary Sigelkow was just about to say, here he comes, commentator's curse. He's going to get in that outside wall, and that's going to spoil that run here as we're coming to 2 to go. Back in the pack here, Bob DeGood, not really able to close up on Steve Maurer here. Bill Calder just riding around. He's damaged a little bit, trying to stay out of the way, but white flag is in the air, 1 to go as Gary Sigelkow. You gotta wonder what could have been here. If he didn't get in the wall here, this thing is turning up. They're going into turn 3 for the final time here. Jeff Barker looking to carry his momentum out, and he is going to be your heat race number 1 winner, followed by Gary Sigelkow, Steve Maurer, Bob DeGood, Bill Calder, and Shaker Gerdeman. Well, he's going to have to shake that one off and go back and get him here in the features. Probably not going to be too happy, but man, it's going to do you no good to drive angry, so you just got to go out here, shake it off, and try to come back at him here. But here we go. Going to show you the starting grid here for heat race number 2, and starting on the pole, there is the Bass Man in the 747. Roger Craig is outside in the 41 machine. Pat Boyce inside of row number 2. You've got old Smokey, the Desert Demon. Terry Landis in the 161. And is outside in the 014. Greg Boydell. Rounding out the field tonight on the inside of row number 3, you've got Stu Wright in the 131. And to his outside, the Mayor, Steven Bixler. So we're going to head down the backstretch here. They are shortening the starts for us here, so just a quick lap here. Going to run around, and that pace car should be ducking in. We're going to come up here to the stand with me, and you're going to get my view here for the start of this thing, and I lied to you. We're not going to shorten this start. We're going to go around one more time, so maybe my wife is right after all. Maybe I am wrong the majority of the time. But just gives these drivers one more chance to go out here and think a little bit, you know, and that can be good or bad, you know. Maybe Terry Landis is thinking, oh, hey, now, you know, I saw a lane down there I didn't know was down there in turn 1. I want to go down there and make it 3 wide and maybe too aggressive, you know. But we'll have to see how this plays out here. The green flag is in the air, and the flag man's got it waving for the Bassman. Roger Craig is able to get a good start going into turn 1. Terry Landis trying to follow him by the 41. Back in the pack, though, it looked like we had a little maybe contact as Stu Wright. He did fall back, but Terry Landis, where did he come from? Trying to look to the bottom here, looking for the lead in heat race number 2. Pat Boyce, though, fighting back on the outside, trying to reclaim P2 over Terry Landis. We're 3 wide in turns 3 and 4. Oh, settle down. Contact. Pat Boyce. Terry Landis goes around. Greg Boydell also involved. Is now all of a sudden Stu Wright. He may be able to finish in the top 3 here. Pat Boyce, he is not going to be a happy camper, but I'll tell you, the Bassman, he's got it hooked. He's reeling in that victory right now up front. He's the man with the plan, but the Mayor, Steven Bixler, he's ready to show him who's boss here. He's coming on the outside. We're 2 to go, coming through 1 and 2. Can the Mayor get a big run out of 3 and 4? Yes, he can. We've got a new leader going into turns 3. Steven Bixler, your leader, coming to the white flag. This is a final time around. Can he hold off the Bassman, Roger Craig? It doesn't look like he's got anything for that missile out front right now. Steven Bixler rolling the top through 3 and 4. He's going to be your heat race number 2 winner, followed by Roger Craig, Terry Landis, Stu Wright, GJ Boydell, and Pat Boyce with the heartbreak of heat number 2, but one of those deals that happened to Shaker Gerdeman. Just got to shake it off here. You got to roll in. You got to clear your head, and you got to make sure you're calm and collected here going into the feature event. And you know, normally normally don't get spoiled by this. You know, we're gonna play an intermission video, but tonight is night number 1, so I have it in my head with a little plan I got the approval from some guys here to pull up, and that is exactly what I'm gonna do here. Terry Landis. I forgot to unmute myself in Discord, Terry. Shaggy up in booth, man, you got a copy? Yo, Terry, you there? You got a copy? Might be, as I would imagine, as I do, probably running to the bathroom here real quick, so I'm gonna send him back to his home. And that may have backfired a little bit, but you know what? We're gonna move to somebody else here. We're gonna see if we can get a word in with this man. Hey, Bill, I see you out on the track. I know you're a little busy, man, but Shaggy up in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Shaggy. How you doing?
Pretty dang good, man. How you feeling out there? Is the body holding up for you?
I'm feeling actually pretty good, thanks.
Well, you know, dude, you've gotten some compliments out there in the chat tonight on that paint scheme. Dude, I got to admit that thing's looking pretty good. Got a fresh thing out here, you know. Maybe this dirt being a little sore, maybe not your race, but think you got anything for these boys at Daytona here coming up?
Well, I sure hope so, and I have to thank Venom Racing for that paint. They gifted it to me.
Oh, man, yeah, huge shout out to Venom on that thing. That thing looks very slick, and Bill, I'll send you back to your home here, but man, we're happy to have you back, brother.
Well, I'll tell you, I was telling the guys in the room, practice all you want, but there's no getting around other cars in the track. You just can't practice for that.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And, you know, just having other guys around you and having to hold your line, that's a different feel all in itself. But it's going to come back to you way quicker than you'd think here, Bill, and we're looking forward to seeing you win one of these things here soon.
Okay, thanks, Shaggy. I appreciate it.
Yep, take it easy, Bill. That's Bill Calder in the 325, and, you know, we're over the moon about having him back. So pumped that Bill is, I mean, you can just hear it. You know, not to throw him under the bus, but talking to him before, you know, you can just hear he's a little depressed. And, I mean, who wouldn't be after all the things that have happened to that gentleman? And, I mean, he's just taking it all on the chin, and he's, you know, wants some more. And he's here having a good time with his friends. And at the end of the day, that's what Coast to Coast Racing League is all about here. And that's why everybody, you know, this is a popular league, man. People want to be here, and it's, no, maybe we don't have the top pro drivers in the world, but we've got guys who care about each other, and makes racing with each other that much more fun and that much easier here. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring up this starting grid here for you for tonight's 25-lap feature at the Big E here in Ohio. Jeff Barker, the Brewerton Beast, in the 513. He's going to start on the pole and is outside. The Mayor, Steven Bixler, rolling off in the inside of P2. You have Gary, inside of row number 2, we've got Gary Siegelkow in the 25. To his outside, the Bassman, Roger Craig. Inside of row number 3, we've got the 888 of Steve Maurer, and his outside, the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Inside of row number 4, you've got the 7 of Bob DeGood, and his outside, the 131 of Stu Wright. Starting in 9th, you've got Bill Calder in the 325, into his outside, Greg Boydell, and rounding out the field tonight in row number 6, that's the row of troubles there in the heat. Definitely probably shouldn't rightfully be there for either one of those guys, but that's where they end up here. Is Shaker Gerderman and Pat Boyce are going to round out the field tonight, but you know, normally, I don't know if I do a pick to win here. Marty, oh, they shortened it. We're going to go, so I don't have time to really, but I'm going to throw my pick out there. We're picking the Mayor here. Steven Bixler, he's going to go win this thing. Don't make me a liar here, Bixler, but it's heating up. Oh, Who is that in the wall on the outside? Stu Wright, slow, trying to let people by, but that may have really cost Terry Landis here, as Terry Landis, he is back towards the back now, trying to go hunting, but Jeff Barker able to reclaim the lead here from the mare, Steven Bixler, and now Steven, he's the one who's got to go hunting. P3 in the wall, Gary Siegelkow, you see him able to get out of the wall, but how much damage does he have right now in that 25 machine? Back to the front though, the battle for the lead is heating up here as the mare's gonna look high and handsome. Caution is out. Steve Maurer, it looks like. Let's go back and see if we can get a better look at this here for you. Steve Maurer in that 888, blah, 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 blah. 888 machine here as I work my stutter out. He gets a little loose. Who does he make contact with there? That's going to be Greg Boydell. And just hard into the inside wall as Greg Boydell goes around and around. Man, that is a big hit for those guys. Let's go back and let's look at it one more time here. In the in-car cam. Big hit. Oh, and Terry Landis just able to screech on by there. But Steve Bixler was able to take the lead at the start-finish line right before the caution came out, and he is your new leader up front, the mare, Steven Bixler. Let's see here. Let's just take a look at, you're sitting inside. You're wondering what it's like to look from behind the roller into turn 3. Well, I've got you covered. It's right there. Right now we're going to a little drone action here as I believe the lights are off. Yes, they are off on the pace car. We're going to go double file here, so these boys will get ready to play in the clay here.
Hang on, we're not going green.
Ooh,
not going green.
You hear what I hear. Maybe had a car come to a stop on the track. Maybe, not too sure what's going on here, but we are gonna extend this caution a little bit here. And that, gets into, hopefully the guys put enough fuel in the car. Can't tell though. I do believe actually that, or no, there we go. Change back to 22. I was gonna say I thought I saw a caution lap tick down. It probably just SDK didn't like the fact that.
Not going green.
We're gonna extend it one more time here. Not too sure why. But I'm gonna go around again here. Maybe somebody catching up there in the back. Somebody may have had to tow. Could be a number of things here, but got it all lined up and fixed here now, hopefully. See here, going down the back stretch. Haven't heard an extension here, so should be going green this time by. Steven Bixler just wants this thing to go green. He had a quick car up on the high side, and he just wants to be able to show his pace right now in that 75 machine. His pace car is off. He can fire anytime he wants, and he gets a great jump. Steven Bixler about 4 or 5 car lengths over the 513, but now Jeff Barker, big run in the middle of the corner looking to come back here, but Shaker Gerderman, after that trouble, remember, he started on the last row. He is up 7 spots right now up to P4. And the Desert Demon, Terry Landis, he is going hunting on the bottom. Is Shaker Gerderman in the wall going down the backstretch. There, 3 wide for a second, going into 3. A little contact from Gary Siegelkow. He's able to keep on rolling. Jeff Barker running smooth and steady up against that wall in P2, but we got a caution out here. See if we can get an idea what happened here. Possibly Bill Calder. Let's get a look here. Is right now Bill Calder. I believe, yeah, the steering was probably broke. You could just tell he's trying to get down to the inside and keep it there, but couldn't really get anything to bite back, and it just kicks over on him, and that's going to be all she wrote here for Bill. Steven Bixler, he's been that pace setter out front. He's had a good pace. Just not able to get the long green flag runs to stay here. Jeff Barker also, he didn't really let him, run away too far. Was able to kind of stick with him here. We'll have to see if he's able to make a move or if he's just got enough to kind of hang out right now. Oh, okay, Toxic Texan. I just now get a chance to glance over at that screen. Got a lot going on with my own camera, man. Okay, that makes sense. So giving them time to fix the damage. Okay. Head to toe. I like that. I like that. Let's see here. Pace lights. They are off. Pace car should be ducking in here. It is. Steven Bixler's allowed to go anytime. All four tires are off. And great jump for him. Jeff Barker got caught sleeping, and he may lose 2 spots here as Terry Landis is going to go by. Greg Boydell tried, but actually he's going to get a run back on the Desert Demon here. And now the man out front, Steve Bixler, that's what he wants to see. Those guys going hard at it for second. And Pat Boyce, that's Bob DeGood in that 7. He's trying to get up there. He's going to make a lane on the high side to go around the Desert Demon. Terry Landis is going to try to throw it back in there in 3 and 4. Not going to have enough to float up in front is Gary Siegelkow in that 25 machine. He's looking to rip that lip, but now Terry Landis is going to throw that block, and we've got a caution out on the speedway here. Pat Boyce in the 41, I believe. That's not Pat Boyce. That is Bill Calder. This is Pat Boyce. 41. He's going to get in that front stretch wall. Oh, maybe get on the binders a little bit, and Roger just can't react, and Roger's going to get into him, and Pat Boyce is going to end up on the lid here. I am seeing the laps go, though. Like there we saw it go to 15. I'm wondering, I do believe caution laps are counting. I could be wrong because I've seen some people get some wave rounds. I've noticed some other people get back on the lead lap. So I think caution laps are maybe counting, maybe not. I don't know. Now it's back to 16. But either way, we're going to have a battle up front here soon because there's some guys coming through the field who are ripping that top. The 25, Gary Siegelkow, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Those guys are coming, and they're going to be looking to play here real soon. As this thing went back to 16, we're going to get a little iRacing Insider here. I want to see if it is changing. So yeah, it says they're on lap 10, so don't think they are counting, as they shouldn't in dirt racing. Steven Bixler here. Gonna get a good jump again, able to get out in front of that 75 of Jeff Barker, and now the heat is on for P2. Bob DeGood, he is coming on the bottom. He is flying. Jeff Barker all over the backward. Battle for the lead here for a second. Steven Bixler maybe had to crack out of the throttle a little bit, but man, Bob DeGood, he is trying to make room for that 7 to fit up into P2. Can he make the slider work? He's gonna get it. He's gonna chop himself down. Not gonna throw it up there on his buddy, but he is gonna throw it up in front of the Desert Demon. Terry Landis has to be quick to react here. He's gonna kiss that backstretch wall. Battle heating up for the lead here as it looks like. Car coming to a stop on the bottom. Hopefully no caution comes out. Hopefully no caution comes out.
Caution, yellow flag.
Caution comes out. I saw that coming. The battle was just heating up there for the lead. But now Jeff Barker has to go and try to do it all over again, because that's the tough deal. You know, sometimes you don't really, I don't know, it's maybe caution number 3. We may go to single file and that'll help Jeff here, but man, it is not much fun. Whenever you, sorry, I was confused by the thing. Steven Bixler was hanging out back. I didn't think he was able to get around Steven. It doesn't look like he did. I think they're just letting Pat Boyce maybe get on the lead lap here. Maybe Barker is the new leader here. Not too sure. But whatever the guy is in P2, you don't want to have to start on that outside. Maybe Barker is our new leader here. Let's go back and let's see. Right when the caution came out, was Jeff Barker in the lead? No, he wasn't. So I'm not too sure. Okay, maybe Bixler was just hanging out behind him because now he's back in front. But yeah, that was I was wondering what was going on there. I didn't see miraculous pass there for the lead. But now we may see one. Is Jeff Barker here. He's got to make sure he doesn't get caught sleeping on this start. It's really hard to restart on the outside. That was my point I was getting to.
Green flag, green flag.
Maybe caught sleeping again a little bit, but Bob DeGood not going to really take advantage of that as he will. Oh, never mind. He could have shut the door on his friend, but he didn't. And here we go. Battle for the lead. The Brewerton Beast, Jeffrey Barker, able to slide up in front of the 75 of Steven Bixler. Jeff Barker, now he's able to set the pace, really extending that lead going down the backstretch here. Bob DeGood now turning up the wick here, trying to get into P2. We got the Desert Demon Terry Landis running the bottom here. Look at him catfishing down there. We got a new P2 at the line, able to get by the mayor, Steven Bixler. A lot of time left here, 8 laps here at the Big E. Does he have enough time to go run down the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker? Let's see if we can bring you up some lap history here. Last 2 laps, you see green. Terry Landis has been the quicker car between him and the front 3. Let's see what it says this time by.
The yellow flag is out.
Caution is out here with 6 to go. Possibly Bill Calder there in the inside wall. We'll have to go back and take a look at that, as it does look like it is Bill Calder. Let's see if we can see what happened here. It's a little loose coming off of 4. Oh, comes up and makes contact with Stu Wright. Definitely, probably didn't know he was there, you know, just trying to gather himself coming out of 4. And then, ooh, Terry Landis with a big-time scare there, able to avoid Bill Calder coming back up the track and able to live to fight another day here. Right now, we get, I believe, come back to green. We'll probably have 5 to go. You're going to see it change to 5. It's going to change back to 6. It's 6. It's tricked me the whole night. Even when we get this restart here, yeah, there we go. Changed. And we get this restart. It should change to a 5, I think. Pace lights are off, I believe. Yes, they are off. And within 10 to go, we're going to go back to a single file restart here. So this is a chance where if you're Jeffrey Barker and you've been looking in that mirror, I believe, and I actually believe him. I don't think Jeff runs a mirror. If I tell you I don't run a mirror, I'm lying to you. I run it because it's an advantage. Some of the people like to feel without it, and if he's got that mirror on, by God, he's better protect that bottom because the Desert Demon is coming catfishing here, and there he goes. He's going to protect the bottom in 1 and 2, and that's the smart move right now. But here he goes. He gave up the door. He opened the door in 3 and 4, and now Terry Landis side by side at the line. Too close to call with 4 to go. Watching the battle coming out, going into turn 3. Let's see here. Do we have a new leader at the line? No, we don't. Jeff Barker able to carry momentum on the high side. We're 3 to go. Terry Landis down there searching, trying to find anything he can, but the Brewerton Beast in the 513 has that thing singing at full song around the top, but Terry Landis able to close back in turns 3 and 4, and double sticks in the air this time by. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, just needs to be smooth here through 3 and 4. Needs to get a good run off, and the final flag's in the air. White flag is out. This thing is over. This final flag here is coming. Jeff Barker looks to have this thing locked up as the battle is on for P2. Jeff Barker, the Brewerton Beast here, lap trapping at the line, but he is going to be your feature winner here tonight at Eldora, followed by Terry Landis and the mare, Steven Bixler. They were really putting it on there for the final 2 podium spots there, battling hard at the end of that one. And man, that was a great race here tonight. If we can't find our results here. Give you minus Jeff Barker and Terry Landis your 1-2. There's 3rd through 12th, your final spots. Go ahead and read off 4th, Bob DeGood. Rounding out the top 5, Roger Craig. 6th is Greg Boydell. 7th, Pat Boyce. 8th, Steve Maurer in the 888. Very convenient for him to finish 8th. Gary Siegelcow going to come home 9th. Bill Calder going to bring it home 10th. Stu Wright and Shaker Gerderman going to round out the field here. We're going to go back here. We're going to wait. We're going to see if we can't get a word with our 3rd place finisher here, the mayor, Steven Bixler. I'm going to let all these guys hop up into Discord here, and here they all come, and here is our 3rd place finisher tonight, Steven Bixler. Man, you were quick there for a while. You were my pick to win, so, you know, the fact that you didn't win, you can blame me tonight, Steve.
Oh, well, Shaggy, I hope I didn't disappoint you too much there. But, no, it was a fun race. It was really fun there. The top was getting a little bit thinner there around the top, and I guess maybe I got too conservative maybe. But it was a fun race.
Yeah, you know, you talked about that line thinning out, and, you know, these are open setups, right, Steven?
No, we're running a fixed setup.
Okay.
We move our wing, and that's it.
Okay, so you're not running the Monday night setups then, so you're all committed to that one. All right, fair enough. I was going to ask if you maybe chose a different gear, but that's a dumb question because you can't.
No, well, I had the same gear, but like I said, I moved the wing back a little bit there, and I had it about right in the middle there, and I felt pretty good there. And once that top got a little bit thin up there, you know, then, you know, Jeff, he's just so good. Him and Terry both, they're both, you know, very good. And, you know, to run 3rd to those guys, I don't feel bad at all.
No, I mean, those two have been, you know, you're not surprised if they finish in the top 5 of a Renegades race. So to share the podium with those guys, man, that's a hell of a job, Steven. And hopefully you can carry the momentum over into Daytona here, right?
I hope so. It's a fun track, so we'll see what happens.
Well, man, you know, you got a pretty race car. Let's talk about some sponsors on that thing. Who do you want to thank?
Well, I got to thank, of course, my longtime sponsor, Mauer Farm Management and Flatline Racing Bodies. Got to thank you, Shaggy, for stepping up here and doing the broadcast. And I mean, and everybody in the league and behind the scenes that people don't see. I got to thank all of them too, because it takes a lot to put this league on.
Yeah, man, know where I'd rather be, and I am looking forward to doing this for the rest of the season, no doubt. But Steve, hopefully, you become a fixture on this podium here on Tuesday nights.
I hope you're right there, Shaggy. I hope you're right. So thank you.
Yep, good luck, man, and we'll be talking to you later. That's Steven Bixler, your third place finisher, and now we're going to bring up the man who, Terry, at intermission, let's get some honesty out of you. Did you go pee real quick?
Yeah. Well, yeah, old man disease.
Okay, because I pulled you up in the booth to talk to you, and there were crickets. I assumed that's what you were going to do here. I told him that's what I would have been doing. So
Yeah, that's what I did.
but hey, man, catfish in the bottom. You got your own way of doing things around here, and it shows. Able to come up to P2. Do you think you had anything for Barker, or was there just too much left up top?
No, the bottom was, like I just said to Jeff, the bottom went away with like maybe 5 to go. I was coming out of 4. It was just too slick. You had to really take a weird entry into 3 to get the bottom and 4. And I just couldn't. I just wanted to stay on the bottom and hug it and finish second.
Well, nothing wrong with a P2 to that 513 out front. You guys both know what you're doing. I mean, you're Renegades drivers for a reason, and you maybe a little contact in that heat race, but able to keep driving and get a good finish out of this thing. But man, Terry, the finishing second's got to feel good.
Oh heck yeah! I mean it's always a blast running with Jeff because, like you said, we both kind of know what each other's gonna do and give each other a lot of room. That's the main thing. We're always giving each other room to race.
Well, Terry, you got a lot of pretty things on that car and an emblem above the gas tank that I appreciate ever so much, man. So let's run off a couple of these sponsors, man.
Oh, now you're gonna make me think for a minute because I don't have that stuff written down. We got Galen's home.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that one, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to be like the salesman, but no one's even close to that guy. Then you got Epsilon Sprint Wraps. They do a really good job. Yoo-hoo, of course, drink it every day with my muffin at work, and Kreitz Oval Track Racing, and my wife Judy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you cannot forget the wife, or you may not be allowed to race anymore. I know that feeling. But
That's so true.
Congratulations, Terry, and man, you got to be one of the favorites here going into Daytona. Are you excited?
Yeah, I really am. It's just these trucks are a little bit, but we'll see what happens.
All righty, man. Well, good luck here, and that's going to be your second place finisher, Terry Landis. And now we're going to bring up the man who, once he got out front, Jeff, that thing was a rocket ship. Were you just taking your time there in the beginning behind Steven?
Kinda. You can only go so much off throttle before you hit the wall there. So once I got out front, I could go full throttle, and it was just easier to stay off the wall at full throttle. I was just backing off a little bit, taking some wing out of it so I didn't hit him.
Yeah, you could. That's no shot at Steven here. He gave his respect to you. I mean, dude, you're a Renegades driver for a reason. You kick my butt in these things regularly. And man, once you got out front, you set the pace. You think you can carry this win into another win here next week at where are we going next week?
We're going to Oswego next week.
All right,
yeah,
cool
we're
deal.
going to Oswego.
Yeah.
So I'll be putting some laps in over the weekend here. I got an endurance race this weekend. I'm going to do 3 hour, but yeah, going to do we'll get some laps in at Oswego somewhere and work that setup out. I got some ideas already. So.
Well, Jeff, big win tonight, man. Maybe not first race of the season here, but it is for me. So, you win opening night here for the broadcast, and man, that thing looked good up front. Who do you want to thank?
Gotta thank Shaggy always for broadcasting. Mauer Farm Management for sponsoring this whole thing, and Malcolm's Mills Millwrights.
Well, Jeff, you gonna run Daytona here next?
No, I'm not much of a big circle guy.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. But hey,
Can't be good at everything.
No, dude, I feel you. Big win tonight, and starting tomorrow, I'm back broadcasting Hometown Heroes. So hopefully, I'm talking.
Cool.
To you
We'll see you
again
there.
tomorrow.
All right.
All
Take
right.
it easy.
That's going to be your winner there, Jeff Barker, the Brewerton Beast in the 513. And we're going to take a quick break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we are going to be right back at you here at Daytona. So don't go anywhere. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV. Stick around.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive. So having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another
And we are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network here at Daytona International Speedway, and we've got some truck action here for you. This should be fun here. I believe 30 laps, so, you know, at Daytona, I mean, seems like a lot of time. I mean, not a super lot. I mean, you got maybe a fuel run. You don't want to get stuck in the back. You don't want to lose the draft. Not too many guys, so not expecting a bunch of cautions here. And if you lose the draft, you're going to be in big trouble. So looking forward to some good action here. Got Bill Calder out here in that 325 machine. Steve Maurer at the top of the speed charts in that 888 machine. Got Salty Dogs on the rear end of that thing. Let's see, Pat Boyce in the 41. Just trying to give you an overview of some paint schemes here. Terry Landis in the Yoo-Hoo machine getting pushed by Greg Boydell in the 014. Ooh, is the starter. You see him, he's waving the checkered flag. That must be the end of practice. They're probably getting ready to roll into the feature here. And that they are. And by feature, I obviously mean qualifying because I knew that they were qualifying. Duh. I was testing all of you guys. Gonna have a little quick qualifying session here. We're gonna go ahead. I'll tell you who's on the screen. We want to have this off because you watched me do broadcasts before. You know you want to pay attention to the bottom of the screen as you see Greg Boydell's name pop up. What that is, purple is fastest out of anyone when you see that pop up. Green is their individual fastest. And yellow/orange, whatever color it is to you personally, is not good. That means they're slower than their best time they had through that section. So you want to see purple. That means you're the quick guy. Because right now we're going to just keep an eye here on Greg Boydell. We'll follow him around for one lap. We may even decide to go on board with him. Who knows? Here he comes under the flag stand. Gonna come into turn one here. Carry a lot of speed. Look at him through 1 and 2 here. Now this is where... Oh wait, no, that's coming out of 4. A little early. My bad. A little early. Just trying to test some new cameras here on the backstretch. Going into 3. Middle of 3 and 4. This is what I'm going to want to use during the race here, I think. This is going to be some fun here. Greg Boydell gets as close as he can to that yellow line. Let's see what time he puts down here. He was the first guy out on the track, so that will move him to the top of the speed charts here, I'd imagine, with a 51.66. We're going to see some other times start to roll in. The Bassman Roger Craig. Oh, Pat Boyce to the top of the charts in the 41 machine with a 51.66. Greg Boydell, let's go take a look. He's purple through the first sector here. On lap number 2. That's good for him. Let's keep an eye on this man. This is what he wants. He needs to make sure he's as close as he can to this yellow line. Maybe even get under it a little bit here. Cut the track a little bit. Get all that time out of it you can, and you see he's orange. Slower than his personal best. And Tim Chapman in the 37, my father here, he's the new quick time guy with a 51.60. Or a 5.9, excuse me. P159. Let's see here. He was purple in Sector 1 here, but he just got taken over by a new quick man. Gary Sigelkow, purple in Sector 1. Let's see what kind of time he has coming out of Sector 2. Here he comes to the line. Is he going to be quicker? Is he going to take over P1? Gary Sigelkow, purple. He's going to do it. That's going to move him to the top of the charts over Tim Chapman. Is right now, let's see here, Shaker Gerderman, he is on his final lap. He is improving. You can see the green. Let's see about Sector 2. He improved on both his sectors. Let's see where he's at. It's going to move Shaker up to P9. So that's going to do it for qualifying. Everybody's got their 2 laps in. And let's go ahead and read you off the... You know, you got it there on the screen. We're not even going to worry about reading you the qualifying time because we're going to reread you off the qualifying time here right now. Yeah, as the starting grid goes up here. Let's see here. That didn't want to start on the front row, but we'll move it to the front row. Starting on the pole, you've got the 25 of Gary Sigelkow, and it is outside in the 37, Timothy Chapman. Inside of row number 2, you've got the 014 of Greg Boydell, and it is outside the Desert Demon, Terry Landis. Inside of row number 3, you've got Roland Olson, and it is outside Pat Boyce. Inside of row number 4, the Mayor, Stephen Bixler, and is outside the Bassman, Roger Craig. Inside of row number 5, you've got Shaker Gerderman, and is outside the 888 of Stephen Maurer, and not sure why that disappeared on me. I promise I didn't click it away. Rounding out the field tonight, we've got Bill Calder and Stu Wright in row number 6, and now... software, I will make you go away, thank you. So we're gonna go around here one time and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna flirt with these cameras a little bit while you're hearing me talking because I want to have some little fun with these here as they go through them. It's gonna be a great view here. Turns 1 and 2 and Gary Sigelkow, your pole sitter, pole winner. Because right now, you know, this is just a case of you see it develop at other tracks, and you know, you don't see it develop at many other tracks. I meant to say. You really need a teammate here to be successful. You know, you got to make sure you got a friend, got somebody who likes you. You're not unless you get, I mean, lucky is all, you know what. You're not going to do this one by yourself. You're going to need a buddy, and this is where we've seen Tim Chapman and Terry Landis work together a little bit. They may work together. You may see those 2 Yahoo machines work together of Roland Olson and Terry Landis. Got a long way to go here. A lot of time to get it in. So pace car should be off this time by as we get ready to do 30 laps here at Daytona Speedway. The flag man's got his hand high in the air. He's going to wave the stick, and they're off here at Daytona. Gary Sigelkow just looking to hold the bottom for right now, but Tim Chapman in the outside looking to maybe mount a comeback, looking to get a little bit of side draft here as you work through turns 1. 4 on by here. Gary Sigelkow gonna have the lead on the backstretch, but Tim Chapman looking to mount a big charge on the outside. Just running the drone camera here. GJ Boydell all over the back of Gary Sigelkow, able to push him up to a convincing first place here. Tim Chapman trying to get a little bit of side draft here. You see just a little back and forth over that line. You know, you just want to maintain, stare at something. You know, try to go. The more shake you are in the wheel, the more speed you're losing. You want to keep that thing as straight as you can here. Now Greg Boydell is going to run him up the hill a little bit. As you see, wow, it is getting intense here. Only lap 2, but they are racing like it's almost the final lap here. Side by side throughout the whole field. Bill Calder, the only guy with any sense back here, it looks like just riding single file. Terry Landis staying glued to the back of Tim Chapman. Not, you know, really trying to make anything happen yet. Just going to be patient. Just ride around. Let's ride on board with Terry Landis here for a lap. So you see Tim Chapman getting a big run on the leader. Little loose in when you go down and get that side draft. And now Gary's going to come back and mount a charge here. Tim's just got to get down a little bit more like Terry is. Try to suck as much side draft off as he can. Terry doing a good job of just, you hear him just mellowing out, making sure if he doesn't have a square run, not going to get into the back of him and, you know, not going to cause a big accident here early on. Not many people, you know, moving around right now. Biggest mover could be one of the number of people just up one spot. They're kind of rotating where they started as the top line goes back to where they were before, and nobody really gained spots. Stephen Maurer in that 888 machine. He's up 2 spots, now up 1 as he rotates back and forth with Roger Craig. Roland Olson looking to get by Tim Chapman as he is able to, but now Greg Boydell, he's going to move up in front of Tim here. Does Tim think about making it 3 wide, or is he going to try to push Greg Boydell? Just going to slot in line, not going to give him a push. That may slow down that top line a little bit, and you know, now Terry Landis is kind of seeing a little bit of the writing on the wall. Knows the top line isn't really going to go anywhere right now. You know, Tim's just being patient, so if Terry feels the need to go, he's going to want to go down to the bottom. And then as soon as I say that here, Greg Boydell, big run on the outside. Roland Olson glued to the back of that 25, entering turn 1, and you can see the speed difference there between the 2 cars. Gary Siegelcal able to pull back out in front of Greg Boydell with the 014 and the 37 trying to mount a charge. See here, and they get a run. Greg Boydell's able to drop back down in front of your leader. Was able to clear him, but it's going to leave the 37 hung out to dry here. Tim Chapman trying to hold steady there. Maybe a little contact with the 25 of Gary Siegelcal. No harm, no foul. Live to fight another day, but Steve Maurer in that 888 right now, up 5 spots. He has been a man with a plan here. And now he's going to get hung out by the 37. The 37's going to drop down low here. Maybe a little contact there up front. Oh, there it goes. As we go around, and around. Shaker Gerdeman with a wild ride there as we get a caution here at Daytona Speedway. Let's see if we can go back a little further here. We need to go back even further than this to really see what happened here. We go back a lap too far. We possibly did go back a lap too far. We're going to possibly fast forward. Let's see what happens. This should be it. Coming down the backstretch. This is where all... No, this is... Yeah, backstretch. This is where all the excitement happens. So Greg Boydell goes down and throws a block on, I believe... Gary Sigelkow, and then you just see it all spawns from there. And Shaker Gerdeman with a wild, wild ride here at Daytona. That will move Gary Sigelkow to the lead position here. I wonder, you know, maybe if you had to pit in this race, if you are, now's the time to come in and do it here. So let's see, you know, I saw pretty vicious wrecking here from some people, and trying to zoom in on some cars. I believe maybe they have damage turned off, because I didn't see any damage on Shaker Gerdeman after that wild ride, and he isn't pitting here. So they've got to have damage turned off. Lights are still on in the pace car, so we'll go around at least one more time here. Mess around with the camera settings here. Look at that ride for Bill. That thing's a nifty looking paint. Right now, that man out front, Gary Sigelkow, had a pretty quick car, and I mean, he had his nose planted to the inside. Definitely didn't have to back out of that, but you saw how quick they can happen here. We are going to go double file. Lights are off. Should be going green this time by. Stu Wright in the 131. Big benefit of that big wreck. He's up 7 spots right now. If you remember, he started in P12 in that 131. So up 7 spots. Coming down the backstretch here. Sorry about the track map there for a quick second. That wasn't your eyes playing tricks on you. I clicked the wrong button there. I don't think we need a track map here at Daytona, but if we ever get into some road racing, you know, maybe I'll throw up the track map here, but no need tonight at Daytona. We should be getting the green flag this time by here with 21 to go. As Gary Sigelkow, your leader, will look to fire anytime in that blue Geico restart zone up here.
Green flag, green flag.
He gets a good jump, maybe too good of a jump. You don't really want to gap the field a whole bunch here at Daytona. They're all going to come back screaming at you with a big run here. So let's pay attention to that big run here. Is Roland Olson. He's going to be the man on the receiving end of it. He's going to have some other quick cars behind him with a big run as well. So he's got to figure out what he's going to do, and he's going to go to the high side and try to get by here. Let's see if he can pull the gap enough to get by. He is clear if he wants to get down. Right now, staying up top, staying in the middle. He is going to go down and shut the door. This is Roland Olson. We've got a new leader now out front, and these two guys in the back, they need to line up here if they don't want to let this pack pull away. Shaker Gerderman, he's looking to go up to the high side and get a run. Bill Calder, looks like they are closing back in here. They've got enough speed to be able to catch back up here. Battle for the lead. It's heating up as Tim Chapman's getting a big push from Stu Wright, and now Terry Landis on the outside, making it 3 wide. The Desert Demon. Oh, Gary Sigelkow floating up the hill a little bit, making Tim Chapman feel a little uncomfortable. That's gonna make the 131 or 131 of Stu Wright. He's gonna duck back down to the inside. Chapman just can't mount the run back on the high side. Doesn't have anybody glued up to him here. He may want to try to just get in line, and that's what he's going to do. But up front, got a battle for the lead here. Gary Sigelkow going to go around. He's back to the point. And that man, Stu Wright, he wants to get on point here. As your hard charger started dead last up to third right now. Coming to 18 to go. Desert Demon Terry Landis trying to give Stu a shove to the front here. Do they have enough to clear the 25 going into 1 and 2? They don't. Gary Sigelkow going to mount a big run here, but now the 131, this is where he should get a good pull. Coming out of the corner, you see it. Get a good run. Terry Landis with a little, maybe he didn't get a chance to push him. Maybe it wasn't square and he backed out of the throttle there, because we didn't see much of a reaction from the 131. Didn't really get a speed boost. We just kind of saw Terry Landis check out, and now Gary Sigelkow, he's going to try and block both lines here. Going to float up a little bit, shut the door on entry, and then go right back down and close the door on Roland Olson. Going to think about floating up the track here. Gotta be careful if he opens that door to Roland. He can't expect him to just let him shut it in his face here. So a lot of tight, fast racing here up front. Stu Wright looking to carry momentum down the backstretch here, and he's got it. He can drop to the bottom if he wants it. Terry Landis, he's the newest load of laundry. He's getting hung out to dry on the clothesline here. Steve Maurer can't really help him. Oh, Steve, hang on to her, buddy. Greg Boydell had to check up to not get in the back of the 888. And oh, Tim Chapman with a big block on Steve Maurer. Steve maybe made Steve get a little uncomfortable. They're going to spin out down the front stretch, and that is going to be a big wreck there. No, damage is definitely turned on. They just must have the quick repairs. Because look at the front end of that thing. There's no way that damage is turned off. We saw the hood go. Maybe Shaker just got lucky with that first wreck, how he flipped and didn't get a lot of damage there. But that's going to be a tough one. That tore up a lot of cars here. Stu Wright, I believe he was the man out front when the caution did come out, so he was just able to duck down in front, so he will be your leader here. We talked a little earlier in the night about, whether they'd have to make a fuel stop. I mean, this is the halfway point, so if you do have to make the fuel stop, you'd think you'd come in and do it now. Should have four. Nope. Okay. Lights are still on. I'm so used to dirt with the quicker pace laps here. I was going to say we should have 13 to go whenever we get the green flag, but probably get cut down to 12 here. That's enough time, for one last big charge, but we gotta be smart about this. And while we're under caution, let's see if we can't get a word with someone up here. We're gonna try to bring Roland Olson up here. Hey, Roland, man, Shaggy up in the. Hey, Roland, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, got a quick ride tonight. You think you got a chance to go win this thing?
Well, everyone's tuning in to see the chocolate beverage war, so it's got me and Landis are representing our relative Nesquik and Yoo-Hoo teams, so you never know what happens when you mix these two beverages together.
Yeah, speaking of that, we got a perfect view right now, these two beverages side by side. They may be competing companies, but at the end of the day, we're talking chocolate milk. So do we have a team strategy maybe in play between you and Terry before the end of this thing?
No, these are two beverages that do not get along, and I just want to clarify for everybody out there. Nesquik is chocolate milk. Yoo-Hoo is chocolate drink.
Chocolate water. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you.
And there's no sane person out there that's drinking Yoo-Hoo. So we're good. It's going to be a good battle right to the finish, man. We got 13 laps of mayhem in front of us.
Yeah, man. And if these things stay green, they're going to go by quick. So hopefully you can put yourself in the right situation to go steal one here, Roland. But I'm rooting for you, brother.
All right, man. Let's go Nesquik Nation.
Sounds good. Rooting for Nesquik Nation. That's Roland Olson. We'll send him back to his hideaway here. They got the one to green. They're gonna get ready to roll, and man, no love lost between chocolate water and real chocolate milk. Who'd have known such a feud existed in this world? That just shows there's division everywhere out there. Right, left, chocolate water, chocolate milk. I mean, it's just division all over this place here. But I'm going to go down the back stretch for the final time here. Under caution, hopefully. As you see, pace lights are out. Stu Wright looking to go from worst to first here and seal the deal. Definitely got to keep an eye out on that 014 though. He likes to strike at the end, and that thing's just close enough to sniff that podium. So got to keep an eye out on Greg Boydell here. He's got to be a dark horse. Tim Chapman as well, as if he can get someone to work with him. A lot of guys could take this thing over here, but Green's up in the air here. Stu can fire any time in that box, and here he goes with a good start. Much better than Gary the last time. You know, I emphasize to all of you how important it is when you get a start. You don't want to jump out in front of the field, but Gary Sigelkow, he ain't going to waste time. He thinks he's got help with the three behind him, and it looks like he does. Stu Wright, they left him on the dance floor solo, and here comes Roland Olson in the chocolate milk machine, getting a little help from Chocolate Water himself. Terry Landis, but now Terry Landis said, we got to get the chocolate water out front. Never mind, he's going to drop in line here. Oh, big wreck.
Yellow flag is out.
Big wreck, big wreck. Stu Wright, Gary Sigelkow, Steve Maurer on the inside wall, Shaker Gerdeman. Whoa! Did I just see a master class of reverse? Oh, he couldn't turn it off the wall. Had to tow. Had to tow. We're going to see if we can give you maybe a little better look at what happened there, but it's going to be a little difficult to find out what happened at first glance. So it looks like, never mind, not very difficult. The 131 and the 125 get together, and not the 125, the 25 of Gary Sigelkow get together, and from there, all hell breaks loose. Gary Sigelkow just spinning around. Let's see, how did Steve Maurer get involved in all this? Steve Maurer in that 888. Oh, Pat Boyce trying to avoid the wreck. Hooks the 888 into the outside wall. And big hit there on the inside. Able to keep it rolling, though, and that's going to be important for him. Right now, Roland Olson out front, and you know what? Maybe I got to start a rivalry here, because Terry may not be aware of what Roland said. You know, he doesn't have the broadcast up. Terry, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Hey, go ahead, brother.
I heard there's a big rivalry between Chocolate Milk and Chocolate Water, yet you pushed him to the front. What's going on here?
Well, you got to do what you got to do. We might be not too friendly on the track, you know, and outside the track, but on the track, we're really good friends.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure. Just trying to push the buttons a little bit here, but, you know, at the end of the race, you've got to want to put the Yoo-Hoo machine out in front of the Nesquik machine, right, on that last lap?
Oh, yeah, we'll see what Ken holds up the best at the end.
Well, Terry, we're rooting for you, man. Go get him.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Move him back to his home here, and well, let's see who else. Green, you can try to pick here. Shaker Gerdeman sitting in a Discord right now. I do not see him in a Discord. Could bring up my dad, but I just feel like, you know, why would I do that? I talk to him all the time. He hates talking to me. See if we can get a word here with the Bass Man. Hey, Roger, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Hey.
Hey, man, sitting in P5 here. Gonna have like 8 to go. You got to think you're in striking distance for a win here.
I'm where I need to be. You know, I just been biding my time patiently, watching the Chocolate Milk Wars, and you know, see how this thing shakes out.
Yeah, so, you know, speaking of the Chocolate Milk Wars, you know, I've had them both up here. I'm trying to get them going at each other. I'm trying to get them to mix it up for you guys.
Oh, they're going at it in the room. You don't have to do it up there. They're doing it in the room.
Well, hey man, I don't want you to miss any fun. I'll send you back down there, but good luck here, Bassman.
Hey, if we get another caution, get Willie up here and ask him about his the paint he's running.
All right, will do.
The tribute paint. Yep.
That's the Bassman in the 747 here, Roger Craig, and I knew something looked special about that paint. You saw me pull it up, and it looked, I mean, nothing against Bill, you know. He's always had good cars, but that thing looks really special. I couldn't tell what the logo on the front is, so we're going to have to definitely ask him about that machine here. But right now, the Chocolate Milk Wars up front, man. These are the guys. You know, you got to see what can happen. You got chocolate water on the outside versus chocolate milk on the inside. We all know how we feel about chocolate water. It's a little high, but you drink Yoo-hoo, you know, that's your business, not mine here. As the lights off on the pace car, should be diving in here. Coming out of 4, and we're going to have 8 laps here left at Daytona. Flag's high in the air. He's ready to let it wave here. A good restart for Roland Olsen. Tim Chapman maybe caught sleeping a little bit, not able to be on the back of that bumper. And that's going to help that outside line because you see the 41 is much closer to Terry Landis with Tim Chapman getting a pretty good pull here on the bottom.
The yellow flag is out.
Looks like Bill Calder went around. Let's see, we had caught the tail end of that. We're going to we'll click up here and then we'll go back to Bill, see if we can't try and figure out. He's in the middle 3 wide, just not any room. Bounces off the side of Greg Boydell, goes around, and we're going to line him up and do it all over again here. And you know, folks, just a little Shaggy TV insider. I got another gig coming up here at 8:45, so we are going to be real quick on these interviews tonight here after the show. So no love lost for anyone if I run you short, trying to get some guys up here under caution. And speaking of getting some guys up in here under caution, let's see if we can get Bill up here. Hey, Bill, I know you got your hands full right now trying to catch up back to the pack, man, but your buddy Roger Craig alerted me to a little something. Did we get another special paint job here for the asphalt?
Yeah, that's Roger.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, what kind of logo do we have on the front of that?
To be honest with you, Zach, I can't remember. What does it say?
It's a red logo on it with like white lettering in it, surrounded by like a black circle.
That is the logo for the Hong Kong Veterans Association.
Oh, how cool, dude! Way to pay tribute on that with this ride. You said Roger made that bad boy?
Yep, and my uncle was a POW in Japan for World War II, and this is dedicated to him.
Well, you know, with the way this thing's going and they're battling up front, Bill, I know you were just involved in that one, but you got a car left. Who knows? You may be able to park that thing on the podium here tonight.
You never know. You never know. Always be optimistic.
Amen, brother. Well, we're rooting for you. I'll send you back home. Good luck here.
Thanks, buddy.
That's Bill Calder. So how cool is that tribute paint for his uncle there? POW, and man, that respect to those guys because they do it so we don't have to. You know, it can get crazy out there, and I mean, if not for those guys doing what they do, I don't get to sit here and have fun and love to do what I do. I don't have a job for someone of my leisure if you know, I've got to go off and fight. So always appreciated the guys who are willing to do that, who are willing to go out and sacrifice. Can't do it without them. Here we go. Coming through 3 and 4. Let's see if these boys can behave themselves and go play a little more here, as we're going to have a 5-lap shootout here in Daytona. Under the lights here. No, I went to a Daytona race once. Under the lights. Pepsi 400, and it was probably the worst Daytona ever. Tony Stewart led all but 4 laps, I think, and there was a rain delay, so it didn't get over until 2:30 in the morning, but why trouble you with my issues here? We got 5 to go here for the Coast to Coast Racing League Old Timers Tuesday at Daytona, and Terry Landis with a good jump out in front of that 03 of Roland Olsen. Tim Chapman trying to mount a charge on the outside, and now he's going to get some help in front of him to get a little pull here.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, caution is out once again. Not too sure who that's going to be. Maybe Greg Boydell here. I see he had an off track. Him in the 25. Gary Siegelkow, and that is going to be a tough one here, is I believe I heard the sound of a motor dying. And it's a really sad sound that you don't want to hear, and it's a sound we did hear. Is Gary Siegelkow is not going to be able to make it back to pit road. He will have to go invisible in time. I'll tell you what, though, that sets us up here for possibly a green-white checkered. As Roland Olsen was able to just take the lead back over there before the caution came out. See here, Pat Boyce sitting in 4th place. Tim Chapman in 3rd. Chocolate milk versus chocolate water. I mean, we've talked about that all night. Those two guys, they love the screen time. They park it beside each other so they can both equally share it. But apparently there's no love lost between those guys. Beautiful view of the front 4 here. Flagman's he might get arthritis. Waving that flag as much as he's waved it tonight. They did, I think, shorten it here. Yeah, they're going to get the 1 to green this time by. Try to give them a real attempt here at a 2-lap shootout. This one won't count against the attempts. It's going to be a natural green-white shootout. We're going to get the green here with 2 to go. So if they can behave for 1 lap here, and the field will be set where they are, and it's time to get the popcorn out here. 2 cars currently not with us on the lead lap. Stu Wright, Gary Sigelkow, saw him get blown up in that last accident. So 10 guys right now on the lead lap. Greg Boydell being that 10th car, the final car on the lead lap. We'll have to see if he can make a charge here. Only has 2 laps to do it. Tim Chapman in that 37. We'll have to see if he can get in the mix for this thing. Well, he's hungry for a win. Not sure. He may be the only driver in this series with a actual truck win in the truck series. Not sure. And to come to the green, though, for this first green-white checkered attempt.
Green flag, green flag.
Green is out, flag is waving, cars are off here. They're side by side for the lead. Terry Landis on the inside, Roland Olson on the outside. Pat Boyce helping Roland Olson in that 03. Tim Chapman can't get that 37 up to the back quick enough of Terry Landis. Terry screaming for some help. Coming down the backstretch here. Dave, are they going to behave? Looking to possibly go 3 wide here. They know they're running out of time. Coming through 3 and 4, we hear a little contact in the back. Some cars getting in the wall, no caution. If we can get to the white flag, this is going to be the final shot at it. No, we're going to get the white flag. This is going to be it. Final run here. Right now, we're going to watch this lead pack from over top. Who's going to get the run? Right now, you've got Roland Olson on the bottom, getting help from Pat Boyce, the 37 of Tim Chapman, looking to maybe make it 3 wide. He gets the door shut. He's getting pushed in the back. He knows he can't make the pass down there below the other line, though. He's got to come back up. Oh, he gets turned, and that's going to turn the set. Oh, my gosh. Who's going to win the battle for the final podium spots here? Roland Olson's going to have this thing locked up coming out of 4, but the final battle for second, who's going to get this? Steven Bixler. Roland Olson is going to be your winner here at Daytona, followed by Steven Bixler, Roger Craig, and let's see if we can see some other guys roll across here. Greg Boydell in 4th. There's Terry Landis in 5th. We're going to go back to right now 6th. Steve Maurer. Him and Tim Chapman are duking it out to the line. Steve Mauer's going to beat him back to the line. Bill Calder, here he comes. Tim's going to drive it through the infield. Oh, he's just going to edge out Bill Calder. And what a final lap. That was full of excitement. I mean, you had to know the fireworks were going to fly on the final lap, and they did. Tim Chapman trying to make something happen, peeks his nose down on the bottom, realized he couldn't get it done, tried to get back in line, but was just getting some shots from behind. And, man, there was nothing he could really do to write that story any different. Tries to come back up on the track and ends up the big one gets started, but this man, Roger Craig, he's going to bring home that final podium spot, and we're going to see if we can't find... They're probably, still driving around for their podium shot. We're going to see if we can't bring up Roger here to the booth. Hey, Bassman, I know you're still probably driving around trying to get in shape here, but... Man, you stole that final podium spot. You survived.
Yeah, I just the seats parted. Where did Bixler come from? He came from the grass. I don't know where he just showed up and he came flying in off the grass in front of me. So that was pretty wild ending.
Yeah, it was. Full of excitement. Just guys trying to make stuff happen, and maybe got caught below the yellow line there. Tim tried to come back up, and man, the big one started, but. you were able to survive it, get that final spot of the podium. You got to feel good doing that at Daytona.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Tuesday nights are a blast, with all these guys. We have no protests and, always make sure everybody's up on the same lap. And nobody really cares who wins. It's just it's good coming out and a lot of laughs. So, yeah, it's a great time.
Well, Roger, man, hell of a job tonight. Looking forward to you getting a couple more podiums here this season. You're always one of my favorite interviews, man. You got a lot of sponsors on that car. Who you want to thank?
Just the guys on the Salty Dogs for sure, and big shout out to my wife. My wife's been going through a lot the last 6 months, and things are looking better every day. So that's encouraging and lets me get down here racing. So, just Shaggy, you doing the broadcast, you doing a great job, man. And if you have to cut these interviews short, just let me know because I understand. I know you've got another engagement.
Oh no, man! They're all good. They're gonna roll off at 8:50, so I should be plenty good tonight. But man, I don't ever mind sticking around for these kind of shows. Little doggy there. It can get at Daytona, but man, at the end, you guys made it exciting, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and Nestle's Quick rules. I mean, I grew up with Nestle's Quick, so the right car won tonight.
There we go, man. Well, congratulations, Roger. Like I say, looking forward to some more of these.
Thanks, buddy.
And now that's going to do it for Roger Craig. And now we're going to pull up a man who we're about to see a hell of a replay, I think, from Steven. Steven, you're about driving through this wreck right now. And you go down through the grass and somehow float it back up for P2, man. How good did that feel?
Oh, I tell you what, I seen them boys beating and banging, and I just, like I said, I seen parts flying, and I just turned into the grass, and there was nothing there, and I just, like I said, I had to drive across the grass, and hopefully I didn't hit the wall when I came out of the grass, and everything worked. So just one of them things, Shaggy. It just worked out,
Yeah, and not only were you able to do that, but man, that's the dirt racer, and you hung it out there, and I thought Roger may get a run on you, if you floated it out of the grass. But, boy, you kept that thing full song and able to bring it home second, man. You got to wonder about the what-ifs, maybe one more lap. But, man, that middle step, that's got to feel good.
Oh, yeah. I'll take any podium. I'm not usually up here talking to you guys, so you take any podium you can get. I'll tell you what, these retreads are tough, man. They were running hard tonight, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, you guys definitely at each other's throats. I mean, you had the battle of chocolate milk versus chocolate water in front of you, so that was definitely exciting. And, for you to be able to come home second, that's got to feel good. But let's go ahead. Let's hear those sponsors once again here, Mr. Mayor.
Well, I got to thank Steve's Custom Golf Clubs there and Flatline Racing Bodies and Mauer Farm Management. And once again, I got to thank you, Shaggy, for stepping up there and doing the broadcast there. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man, love doing it. Nowhere else I'd rather be. And, man, looking forward to interviewing you some more, Steve. 2 for 2 tonight.
All right. Thanks, Shaggy.
That's going to be your second place finisher, Steve Bixler. And now we're going to bring up the man who we talked to a little bit under caution. And, he thought he was in a good place to win. And Roland Olson, you stole this one, man. Good job, brother.
Yeah, no, it was an exciting ending for the fans out there. We brought one home for Nestquick Nation, as we rightly should have in the battle there. But it was fun. It was a good, we went 3 wide there a little bit. It was back and forth. I mean, if I'm watching the broadcast, I'm satisfied with how that one played out, especially if you're rooting for me.
No, yeah, I mean, I said it after you were done. Who can root for chocolate water? I mean, I like Terry Landis, but it's not a 100% product. You know what I'm saying?
It's a non thing. You're exactly right, and it turned out exactly as it should have from that standpoint.
Well, hey man, looking forward to more of these, Roland. Love having you up here. You've done a lot for the league. You and your daughter. We couldn't do a lot of this without you guys. So, man, it's awesome having you on this top step. It's got to feel good.
It's a great league. Obviously, Roger's the heart and soul of it, and having you in the booth makes it a lot of fun too, man. So I'm sure it was a great broadcast, and looking forward to being up here with you again in the future. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely, man. You got any sponsors on that thing you want to thank?
And at this point, I think we're good. We're still shopping around for new sponsors, so we'll see how the season plays out and see what we can come up with in the next one. But otherwise, just thanks to everybody who runs the league, and thanks for broadcasting tonight. Greatly appreciated.
Sounds good, Roland. Congratulations, man. And like you said, hopefully we get a couple more of these here this year. But that's going to be your winner, Roland Olson. And, that's going to do it for us here on Old Timers Tuesday on Extreme E-Speed Coast to Coast Racing League. I'm Zach Chapman, part of Shaggy TV, man, and I'm glad I could bring you this action. Daytona, it's kind of a product of the beast. You're going to get those cautions, guys racing hard and trying to put themselves in a position, but the final 2 laps, those guys proved they didn't need an extra green-white checkered attempt. They got to the white flag, and they let the big one happen on the last lap, but man, you aren't a fan of good restrictor plate racing if you didn't like those final 2 laps, because Roland Olson, he earned this one, and he took the first victory here tonight. And like I say, if you like more of this racing, come back tomorrow night. We've got Hometown Heroes on the Extreme E-Speed TV Coast to Coast Racing League, and I'm going to be bringing you that action, so make sure you tune in. We're not going to do the first race there, the street stocks, but we'll have the 360s and the 410s for you. So make sure tomorrow night, around, I believe, 7:15, I'll probably go live. Maybe 7:30. Don't hold me to that, but just take a look. Tune in with me tomorrow night. This is the place you want to be here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network and Shaggy TV. Once again, I'm Zach Chapman, and it was an honor bringing you the race tonight. Looking forward to a lot more of these. Have a good evening.